Well, howdy y'all, welcome back to the Social Regressive. This is a Savage 110 that you can't buy. You'll have to build it yourself, a lot like what I've done here. This is a bog standard Savage 110 in 30-06. This is a long action, no Accu trigger as you can see, so this is kind of that older model. But you can take any of those actions, whatever you have, and you can drop it into one of these Boyds stocks like this one and really make a one-of-a-kind piece of art. This, as you can see, it's not how it came from the factory. All the action up through here, all that is the factory, but this is what originally came on it. This is the, I think, fiber reinforced plastic stock from Savage. And this is actually a really good stock. I've used these on my varmint rifle before and a couple of others. It seems to be pretty tough. It's lightweight. As you can see, it does have some brass pillars front and back. So this should actually be functionally a pretty darn good stock, but we can make this rifle quite a bit better actually by swapping this out. This is the Boyds Heritage shape. And I chose this one for a couple of reasons. First off, this is a hunting rifle. This is something that I want to be ready for that classic, kind of point and shoot sort of setup. It's going to have that swept back grip that you can see back through here. And it's going to have one of my favorite pieces on especially a heavier recoiling rifle, the Monte Carlo cheek piece. And what this does is it provides a huge surface area on the side of your face rather than having just kind of a rounded top that you just sort of poke into your cheekbone here. This is something that just kind of adheres to this side of the face, and if you get everything lined up right with your scope, this should be really comfortable. And then under that heavy recoil that you get from a Magnum or 30-06, something like that, what this actually does is it gets out of the way of your face. You might notice that certain stocks, like maybe your shotgun stock, kind of punches you in the cheek under recoil, and this one won't do that. This, as you can see, kind of tapers as it gets more up toward the wrist. And so this, as it recoils away from the face, actually kind of gets out of the way of that cheekbone so you don't really get punched. If you have a high recoiling rifle, I really recommend the Heritage shape. Now this one does have a couple extra goodies on it. The biggest one that I want to mention is the wood itself. You're used to the Boyds laminate stocks. I've shown a bunch of them here on the channel. You can get into some really cool colors. It's going to be strong, it'll resist weather, it's going to resist any kind of warping due to what's going on in the atmosphere. But they've gone back to some of the traditional sort of woods now. You can get maple, you can get different types of walnut, and this is the most recent one. This is Circassian walnut from Turkey, and it is just lovely. I really like the way that it looks. Yeah, you get just a wonderful pattern through there, great color. And I think it's just the perfect fit for this kind of rifle. Some of the other upgrades that we have going on in this, we do have an upgraded butt pad. This is going to have a little bit more of a softer touch when it comes to that heavy recoil. This is actually a kick ease pad that they attach and shape from the factory. So it's really nice to have that, not only for that extra softness in the shoulder, but for extra length of pull. I'm a pretty tall guy, and the person that I set this up for is pretty tall as well. So this is going to be a really good fit for him. Some of the other goodies that we have going on, you can see through the wrist that we have this just lovely checkering, nice sharp edges on the fleur-de-lis, and a little bit of a flourish here for where the palm hits, so you get good traction. This is not going to be as sharp as what you get with hand checkering, but it's going to be a lot less expensive and a lot less work on your part, so I recommend it. It's really nice. Moving on up through the forend, you can see that the forend is pretty slim, so it's going to be easy to move around. This is going to be an easy rifle to pack and kind of take with you. And then up through here, we have that same fleur-de-lis pattern. It's all checkered through here, and you have these wonderful little devices going through here in the fleur-de-lis. There's the underside. Now, appearance aside, the biggest thing that you're going to come away with when you choose a stock like this one over the plastic that you might have on even a kind of budget rifle like this is you're going to get that improved balance. And I've talked about this a whole bunch in other videos. And by the way, I'll put links to some of the other stock videos that I've done so you can kind of take a look at some of the work I've put into these and some of the reasons why you want to pick some of these shapes in the first place. This is a really good shape for that kind of point shooting, and you can see that it has it going on through here as well. But one of the biggest reasons to go for a wood stock is, yes, it's going to be a little heavier to pack out into the woods. This is going to add maybe a pound and a half over what you would have had with the plastic, but it's all about the balance. Right now, even with a scope, okay, let's see what this looks like without a scope. Okay, the balance point is roughly in the middle of this 30-06 magazine. If I put a scope on it, it's still in roughly the same spot because it just sits right on top of this. In my case, one of the test scopes that I had on there, I could move my hand just a little bit forward, and that's where the balance point was. And what that's going to do is it's going to make it easier to hold this for longer periods of time. As you can see, I can even do this one-handed for a bit if I have to. It's just going to make it easier to hold on a target. It doesn't want to fall forward really. And I can do all kinds of different setups with my hands in order to get that stability for the shot that I want. So this could be a good, long shot kind of setup. If it was, a really kind of a snapshot, just the traditional setup, move your thumb wherever you want it. This is going to be something that's going to be very easy to take that shot with, even if it is a little bit more work to actually pack out in the field. Now, if you want to set one up like this, as you might imagine, when you get into different woods and you get into some of the upgrades, yes, the price is going to start stacking. But one thing that no matter what you get, if you get one of the less expensive laminates or one of the lesser expensive woods and you don't opt for things like the Checkering, then at least you can get an upgraded trigger guard through these guys. And for 12 bucks, a metal trigger guard over the plastic one that came with it is money well spent. Now, this particular rifle that I set up, I did this for a buddy of mine, and this is actually the best action job that I've ever done on a Savage, and well, he got lucky. This really is just textbook perfect. It looks gorgeous. On the inside, it's totally flat. Everything is meshing up exactly how it ought to, and I might just keep this one. No, I gotta give it back to him. But I think I learned something, and maybe when I start doing my own, I'll do a little bit better. But this one is just beautiful. And this should be even more precise out in the field than it was with this original, albeit good, plastic stock. Well, thanks a bunch for watching, you guys. I hope you got something out of this. Just something to think about if you want to take your rifle and kind of take it up to the next level as far as appearance and its function out in the field. There are a lot of cool things you can do with Boyds. I'll see you all around.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Even if you didn't like this particular content, go ahead and subscribe. There's probably something coming that's more up your alley. Check out this playlist right here. This is going to have videos in a similar vein to what you just watched. These two videos we cherry-picked for you. And finally, The Social Regressive is on Patreon. So you can become a patron of the destructive arts and earn some goodies while helping us to provide high-quality videos just by kicking us a few bucks a month. Thanks a bunch for your patronage.